Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Town Election and Planning Commission meeting. This is our monthly meeting being held at Town Hall at 8 a.m. Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. This meeting is being broadcast live. A recording of this meeting will be aired on the town's information channel 1301 several times during the week, and it will also be available on the town's website. I am Frank Berry, the chairman of the Town Election and Planning Commission. Other Planning Commission members present are
Good morning, Jarrett Harrelson.
Roscoe Kaufman.
Good morning, I'm Brian Amick.
Good morning, I'm Jamie Fight.
Good morning, I'm JT Stevenson.
Good morning, I'm Brad Cunningham, Town Attorney.
All right, please join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful, sunny, cool spring day. I ask that you be with this body as we plan the future of the town. Be with those who protect and serve our country and keep them safe. In your name we pray, amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll call the meeting to order. Deletions to the agenda. Item number 2 has been removed. All right. You have your minutes. Any questions, comments, motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Public presentations, we have none. Old business, we have none. New business. Sketch plan approval for new subdivision located at 112 Maxey Road, John.
Good morning. This is a project you all have seen a couple of times. Civil Engineering of Columbia is requesting sketch plan approval for a new subdivision being planned on 6.5 acres located at 112 Maxey Road. The proposal consists of 25 townhomes. The allowable density of residential development is determined by the zoning classification of the property. If the property is annexed with PR2 zoning, the allowable density would be 8 units per acre. This development will have 3.8 units per acre. To be compliant with the zoning ordinance, the property must be annexed with PR2 zoning. Properties with this zoning classification do not have a minimum lot size as long as the homes can meet the setback and driveway requirements. The project meets the setback requirements with 25-foot front setbacks, 20-foot rear setbacks, and 6-foot setbacks between buildings. The new land development ordinance requires 20% of the site to be reserved as open space, with 50% of that space being improved active recreation space with developed recreation amenities. This project needs 1.3 acres of open space with at least 0.65 acres of active open space. It is proposed to have 1.9 acres of open space with a proposed walking trail around a wet detention pond. The active space will encompass 1.07 acres. Staff advised the applicant that if the walking trail were approved as the amenity, it would need to be an 8-foot wide multi-use path paved with asphalt or concrete and at least 10 feet of cleared area on both sides. That's been discussed before. I think that's really not a non-issue. I just want to make sure that was on the record. Primary access to the development will occur through a single entrance from Maxey Road. Plan also shows connectivity to Buckhaven Way, allowing residents to access through the adjacent neighborhood onto Reed Avenue. Items that were discussed during the previous review of this project have been addressed, with the exception of, I forgot about the traffic calming that we discussed in the work session. The project appears to meet the requirements of the zoning and land development ordinances, assuming it is annexed with the appropriate zoning classification. I did receive, and you all have, and I'm gonna give it to Karen for the record, a letter from the Ashley Hills Homeowners Association. There are some representatives here that would like to speak on the project, and also Mr. Flowers is here to represent the developer.
No, I think we need to make sure for the record about the traffic calming measures. I think we did discuss it, or it was asked in a previous, when it was in front of us before, and it said it wouldn't be a problem, they'd work with staff. So just want to reconfirm for the record with the applicant.
You want to hear from the neighborhood or the developer first?
Let me hear from the developer first. Please, sir. If you would state your name for the record, please, sir.
Good morning. My name is Bill Flowers with Civil Engineering of Columbia, and I represent the developer on this project. I don't know that I have anything else to add other than to address your comment. We're happy to work with staff on the traffic calming issue. Just wanted to see if there are any questions that you have for us.
One question I do have is, what is the difference from the back half of the, or I guess the wetlands buffer to the nearest home?
What's the distance?
Yes, sir, I'm calculating it somewhere around 200 plus feet.
Yeah, I would say it'd be over 200 feet.
Kind of what I was calculating, all right? That's a 50-foot, 100-foot buffer.
Be a 50-foot average buffer.
And then secondly, if, on your plan, you show a connection with Maxey Road being relocated on Old Chapin. Has that been, easement been acquired? Anything submitted to DOT and approved?
Nothing has been submitted to DOT other than a sketch similar to what you're seeing here. Conceptually, I think they're okay with it. I don't believe the easement has been obtained yet.
Anybody got anything else?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. The comments show here that the plan shows the connectivity to Buckhaven Way, and I'm just curious as to whether a cross easement agreement is in place for that access.
It will be, yes.
It's a public road.
Okay.
Connected to another public road.
So there's no easement required?
And it's the same developer.
The same developer of the
Same
previous
developer.
phase,
Yeah,
correct?
that's correct.
Anybody else? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we have a letter, I guess, I do see from Mr. Alexander, who is the president. Or is he president? If you would, we'll let you all speak. We'll give you 2 minutes. And if anybody has anything different to add from what Mr. Alexander's would add, we'd like to hear it. But if it's gonna be repetitive, we'd just like to have him represent you all as the homeowners, if that's okay.
Well, I grew up in Lexington. Some of you know me. I know some of you my whole life. Brian, I know you your whole life. I went to
Please state your
school
name.
in Lexington
Please
College.
state your name. sir,
Charles Alexander.
and your address.
I'm at 300 Ashley Hills Court. Went to school in Lexington, graduated from USC, rode my 1957 Cushman Eagle motor scooter to high school until I started driving a bus. And it was safe. Lexington County, Lexington Town, has outgrown itself. It's very difficult. And when we look at the impact this would have, there are 31 homes, 30 homeowners. One died due to COVID. In our subdivision, Rose Lake has about 49. Terrible entrance in and out of there. This will compound that. And Waverly Place has another 20 to 30 homes that would be directly impacted by people driving within 25 feet of their front doors. So at some point, our development, we need to look at things and say, when's enough enough? I don't doubt that the developer has a great plan. I have seen it and looked at it 3 times. In all fact, it's something that's going to disrupt us for a long time, and it's going to endanger that intersection. I am more concerned about the traffic and the people along that edge and what it's going to do to their life. So that's why I wrote you, because this is, as you all know, when you start messing with your home, it's an emotional issue. So that's what we're asking you to really take a look at this. Thank you for all you do. As I understand, you're appointed and volunteers. I wouldn't do your job if I were capable. I appreciate your consideration, and I do appreciate the job you do. Thank you. Any questions?
I'm good. Thank you, sir. Anyone else, or pretty much sentiments? All right. Come to the podium, state your name, just for the record, please.
Good morning, I'm Corinne Queenan from 222 Rose Lake Road. 2 concerns that we have. One is just really a question. Would any of this be government funded?
We don't know, and we can't require that, if I'm not mistaken. We have no
I didn't know
control
if
over that.
they knew.
I couldn't answer that question for you. We could ask him after you get finished with your second question.
Oh, that would be perfect. The other thing is that I do agree with what you said about the intersection. We no longer ride bikes across there. We no longer walk our dogs across there. It is a traffic way for me to come through Maxie and jig-jog to Rose Lake. And there have been numerous times where the people in front of me turning left get so confused by the oncoming traffic. So there's been numerous times where there's a stop and go, or the people turning right have the people from the left for some reason just don't understand that the people from the right they're going and the people from the right shouldn't be going. So it's a big confusion, especially when people are also coming out of Rose Lake and someone is also on Maxie. People don't know when to stop, and they don't know when to go, and there's a lot of, stop and go. So if there's something that can be addressed there, that would be great, because not only do we have that odd jig-jog that we have to make, the intersection is just no longer safe when it comes to children. Thanks.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right. Anyone else? All right. Do I have any discussion amongst the commission? Do I have a motion?
Chairman, I would like to ask if I could, and I don't want to put Randy Edwards on the spot, but I'm sure he's had many conversations about this with the developer and with DOT. Just curious if you could add some color or light to what DOT has to say about the relocated entrance of this subdivision, proposed subdivision.
Randy Edwards, Transportation Director. In 2017, the town identified 30-some-odd intersection improvement projects, and it's called our Local Transportation Improvement Plan. So this intersection was in fact flagged for the reasons that she just addressed, that there is an offset and a less than 70-degree intersecting angle for Maxie with Old Chapin. And so it was identified. It's been prioritized in the town's list. And, you know, so when development occurs, the town can use this tool, you know, to get some improvements. In this particular case, we talked with the developer, and this is a pretty large undertaking for what would take to actually realign Maxey, as well as put in a deceleration lane. So what we had identified was that this developer would need to acquire and design an approvable intersection improvement. And so we felt like that was at least a step to where we would secure all the right-of-way necessary, so that whether it's the town, whether it's the local penny tax or those types of funding mechanisms, you know, that come along, or the next development, you know, that occurs somewhere in that particular area, Old Chapin and Maxey Road, that we would be a step in the direction of making the improvements necessary. There are no plans as far as SCDOT is concerned. So SCDOT hasn't identified this as a problematic intersection, and it's not on the state transportation improvement plan at all. So now the town, we may, you know, petition for it to be on there, which would at least make it eligible for funding, even though given the vast amount of more unsafe intersections that DOT has, it probably doesn't rank. You know, so this we felt like was at least a best effort to get something going in that direction, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but technically that intersection itself is not actually even in town. That is correct. So we've taken the step to try and, you know, make that improvement as the development does occur, and we did in fact put some onus on this development that we thought was fair.
Alrighty. Staff? Alright. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve with the contingency of the traffic calming and for the final, I guess, plat to be stated with the acquisition and design.
And John, with our last 2 years of our comprehensive plan, this, for the record, this meets everything we've worked on for 2 years, correct?
I had the language in last month's write-up, but yes, it does. Small lot subdivisions are approvable in this area in a limited basis that have access to commercial areas and, you know, adjacent neighborhoods and whatnot, so yes. Assuming it is annexed with the appropriate zoning classification.
Which would be PR one?
Two.
Two, okay. All right. So we have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
We had a motion, a second, any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. It is unanimous. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for coming out as well. Item number 2 has been withdrawn. Item number 3 is property subdivision along 2700 block of Mineral Springs Road. John?
Deepak Patel is requesting sketch plan approval of a simple subdivision of 4.3 acres located in the 2700 block of Mineral Springs Road. The property is currently in the process of being annexed with protected residential zoning. Mr. Patel intends to subdivide the property into 7 individual lots with 4 separate residential driveways onto Mineral Springs Road. A staff review of this proposal presented concerns about the number and location of the proposed driveways. A shared driveway configuration that allows the property to be subdivided as requested but limits the number of driveways should be considered. is here to speak on behalf of his project.
Anybody got any questions for John? Mr. Patel, would you like to shed some light on some of this for us, please, sir? State your name, please, sir.
Deepak Patel, 105 Ivy Street, Lexington, South Carolina. We bought this 4-acre property with the intention of developing, but we've changed our minds and just want to sell the lots. We would like the town to annex the property so we can get access to sewer and water. We're not planning for 7 separate drives. In recommendations from Randy Edwards and John, we've combined the drives down to 3 joint drives and 1 separate drive. It's just the way the lots are configured. We have a power line with a 100-foot easement running right through the middle of the property. So you really can't do anything there. Right, combined wise or subdivision wise, it's just separate lots, unfortunately. The depth of the property is not that much, so building a separate road to access the different properties would just mitigate developing the land in any way. So we've just moved away from that and want to sell the lots with access to city water and sewer.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Anybody got anything they'd like to add?
Do you have a plan for the stormwater quantity or quality treatment with this new development?
No, well, we never got to that level. So we bought the land, the idea was we would plan to develop it, build houses on it. Couldn't find the developer that would partner up with us, right? So we've just decided to sell the land. That's what we're doing. And the property owners either can go for sewer, or, septic, or access the city. We would like it annexed so they have the option to tap into the city sewer. But it'll really be to the people who buy the lot to apply for the permits and so forth.
John, is sewer even available to that site? Because I know there's several houses back there on septic. Across the street.
Orchard. Orchard Point.
Alrighty.
Mr. Chairman, the concern is if you divide the lots up, you have to have access to them. And we need a plan on how that's going to occur.
That was my next statement is, I travel Mineral Springs Road several times a day. There's 3 of these commission members that live within golf ball distance driving of this property. So, sight distance is horrible. And I cannot support, and I know that I probably will get support from this body, multiple driveways up and down Mineral Springs Road. I'm not sure that DOT is gonna allow that. That would be something I think you need to work out before we could even consider this. My recommendation is gonna be, this gets 1 driveway for the entire tract and do internal shared driveways to get to each individual lot.
So we don't intend to develop the property. There's no intention, we're just selling the land.
But if you sell that to an individual, they have to do it. Randy, would you come up and speak more to that? So, but if you sell that property to that homeowner or a property owner, they're gonna have to construct that as well.
Correct. My understanding from John and Randy was that they would to consider joint driveways. So we've done joint driveways where two lots side by side will have joint access. As far as the side distance goes, it meets all the access management requirements regarding the distances.
Can I just, I want to make sure
Sure.
we get on the same page. So, and there's an email to this effect to you.
Correct, yes.
And I just want to make for clarification that what you see on that sketch is nothing at all that I recommended. So I never at all said, hey, we can do 4 driveways. I said we need to consider a shared driveway that serves all lots. That's what the email says.
But you can't do that with
I-
a 100-foot
that was a-
access.
no, no.
I mean,
But that was not the response. It was your response. And I understand,
I'm
you never,
sorry,
you never
Andy,
sat
I-
down and went over it and all that kind of stuff, but
Right,
just make
let's-
it clear that in looking at this, it is very problematic at that location to at least, without a plan, where we've got, okay, this is where a driveway can actually go. So all we're really saying is all I think they're saying is as the developer, you have to work through all of those issues in order to subdivide those lots, because what you're entitled to is a single driveway to a single house on that lot,
So
on the current lot.
if we're discussing this, right, is what I'm hearing, we're discussing this, right? You have a 100-foot easement for an electric line right through the middle of the property. Where do you want to put the single drive?
That is gonna be, that is a separate conversation you will have to have with staff. And we
Okay.
recommend that. We're not gonna
So-
make that decision here today for you at the planning commission.
I'm okay with that, okay? We still don't want to develop the land. We want to sell the land.
You are in fact developing it if you're asking to subdivide it.
All right, what we're gonna,
That's what they're saying.
That's-
You are the
that's-
developer.
That's the problem.
Okay, so clarification. If we didn't ask for the access to the sewer, water and, the sewer, right? We wouldn't be talking to the city, correct?
we're gonna do this. We're gonna, we've heard from you, we've heard from staff. We're gonna vote on it, make a recommendation and vote on it. And where it goes from there, you need to work it out with the staff at that level. That's not what this body is for
Okay.
this morning.
Yep.
So, you got,
Pull it.
we discussed that in work session. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
With that being said, do I have a motion?
I guess I need some clarification. Generally speaking, when I make a motion to approve a site plan, it's as stated. So in this particular case, we're saying that this can be worked out with staff. So, yeah. I'm not privy to what you're saying you discussed previously.
We've already,
Last month,
Annexation is a
last month.
process with-
basically what needs to happen is this needs to be withdrawn, or we vote it down, and then he works it out with staff, and y'all approve it. Y'all work with the owner to get something approval that meets the needs of the town through the staff level, not the planning commission.
got you. So, all right, so I'll make a motion to approve with contingent upon working with staff to, with the, appropriate access points. And water quality improvement needs to be, in the plan as well.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Let me ask one quick question, John. This will have to go through the permitting process as well, correct? Through the county, through the town? All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you, sir. Item number 4, annexation on Lexington County Tax Map number 3500040014, located at 4841 Sunset Boulevard.
Item 4 and 5 are
Are they
related.
the same owners?
No, they are not the same owners. That's why they're two separate agenda items, because they have to be done as two separate ordinances, because it's two separate owners, but they're related annexations. D&H Sunset owns 9.5 acres located at 4841 Sunset, and has petitioned to annex the property. A single-family home is currently located on the site, but an automobile dealership is being planned for this and the adjacent property located at 4851 Sunset. Properties in town near this one are zoned general commercial, and Sunset Boulevard is already classified as an arterial road. Due to the surrounding conditions and the intended use of the property, the same zoning and road classification is recommended for this parcel.
This was not the one that was brought to us before for
No.
apartments.
No, it is slightly down the street from that one.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 5, annexation of Lexington County Tax Map 3500404035, located at 4851 Sunset Boulevard.
378 Highway Partners owns .9 acres at 4851 Sunset and has petitioned to annex the property. It's currently undeveloped, but again, as I said, it's part of an automobile dealership planning that is being planned on the property. Again, properties near this one are zoned general commercial, and Sunset Boulevard is classified as an arterial road, and those are the zoning and road classifications recommended for this parcel as well.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? So by annexing this into the town with all these tractor trailers and using it as a parking lot, that can be stopped until it's developed.
The town currently does not have an ordinance that prevents tractor trailers from being parking on private property as long as they have the private property owner's permission.
All in favor, please raise your right hand. The question was posed to me by someone, so I'll just ask him. Item number 6, annexation of Lexington County Tax Map 4332020003, located at 508 Northwood Road.
Whitney and Roy Mitchell own approximately 1.6 acres located at 508 Northwood Road and have petitioned to annex the property. A single-family home is located on the site. Properties in town near this one are zone protected residential, and Northwood Road is classified as an RL4 road. The same zoning and road classification is recommended for this property.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. 7, annexation of Lexington County Tax Map 4300070013, located at 281 Old Chapin Road.
Mr. and Mrs. Roberts own 4.02 acres located at 281 Old Chapin Road and have petitioned to annex the property. Again, a single-family home is located on this site. Properties in town near this one are zoned protected residential and protected residential 2. Old Chapin Road is classified as a collector road. Due to the surrounding conditions and the use of the property, protected residential zoning is recommended, and collector road classification is recommended for Old Chapin Road.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. For the record, that's across the street from the Maxey Road property. All right.
Yes, sir. I have a few announcements to make. The Spring Lexington Live Concert Series, which is presented by Nephron Pharmaceuticals, continues this week with Too Much Sylvia. The free concerts are Thursday night at 6:30. Of course, they're located at the Ice House Amphitheater, and those concerts will continue until the end of May. All of them are free. The Wine Walk is on May 7th at 6 p.m. at the amphitheater. Get your tickets at icehouseamphitheater.com for only $25. Prices go up to $35 a ticket the week of the event, and $40 if you wait and purchase them at the gate. The market at Ice House Amphitheater will open for the first time this season on Saturday, May 14th, the week following Wine Walk, just as we've done for years. Check out what local farmers and artisans have to offer and enjoy live music each Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1. The market runs through the end of September, with the exception of July 2nd. If you or someone you know would like to sign up to be a vendor, just email market@lexsc.com. Thank you.
Councilman Law, you have anything you'd like to say? Councilman Law, you have anything you'd like to add since you're visiting this morning? All right, anyone else? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you for watching the Town of Lexington Planning Commission in action. This meeting was held at Town Hall at 8 a.m. Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. A recording of this meeting will be aired several times during the week on the Towns of Lexington's Information Channel 1301. It can be viewed online at the Town of Lexington's website. On behalf of the Town of Lexington Planning Commission and staff, I wish you a good day.